I wanted to take a look at a project that was both a product launch as well as a marketing campaign. Uh, Dr. Scott Vinciguerra of Vinciguerra Consulting Group wanted to establish a presence as a thought leader with a specific tone of voice that was approachable but still knowledgeable. And our first, my first intention was to have a series of interview questions with him to find out who he was, what made him unique, and how we could present him in a very distinctive way in the business consulting vertical, very similar to what you guys are doing. Uh, he had no collateral at the time. The business didn't exist. So my first priority was a website. As of this moment, the current Vinciguerra website has been revamped. This is a staging environment from when he and I were working together. And our goal at the time was to use resources and messaging that was designed to be inspirational while still promoting the services and products that he has. There are holes in this. I apologize because again, it is a server or a staging environment, and there's certain elements that are broken. But I can assure you that when it was launched, all of the elements were in place. Dr. Scott, or Dr. Vinciguerra, was essentially at the time promoting only his transformational podcast. And part of our strategy, or my strategy, was to work with him on establishing a structure for special events and webinars. Once this was put in place and we had identified a look and feel that matched his expectations, I felt that it was very colorful, it was very vibrant, it was aligned with his brand message, and hopefully the imagery and use of typeface would be very engaging, right? So once this was put in place, the product launch that we had established at the time was the Vinciguerra University, right? Or Transform U is what we called it. And at the time, we had built onto this environment a online leadership program. This is all built in a WordPress environment, but not specifically important how it was built. These were the online courses that he and I worked together to build out and put into an environment that would support what he was trying to achieve. Pricing at the time really didn't matter. A lot of this content at the time was boilerplate, subject to be tweaked and changed. But this is a reflection of what I saw as a huge opportunity. He was at the time trying to establish speaking engagements and subscription engagements with businesses in that community. And this would allow passive income through an online portal where people could take those courses, view recorded videos of him presenting his thoughts and ideas, and either purchase it by course or purchase it by subscription. Each course had a video, had supporting collateral, and then a quiz or test at the end of each lesson, and then a test at the end of each course. This was something that was brand new to him at the time, and he was very excited about how we were going to do it. As a result of this product launch, he established two huge relationships, recurring relationships. The online program became subscription based, and through Blue Cross Blue Shield and Niagara Mohawk, which in central New York, if you're not familiar, is the equivalent of a Duke Energy or National Grid, right? So Niagara Mohawk and Blue Cross became recurring and consistent relationships with him at the time. As a result, the investment here was quintupled. So it was an easy ROI for him to achieve at the time. Please forgive that some of this look and feel isn't exactly what I wanted, but again, this is a staging environment. So when it was launched, it had a much more impactful and easy to identify look and feel with better contrast and better visual elements, right? Executive coaching and leadership training were secondary programs that we had established along with him. And then personal development was what kind of programs can he support or develop with working with people who just need help, not necessarily business or, I guess, traditional success help. Okay. And we wanted to keep this concept or program about it's all about you and what's important, and driving and maintaining that the ownership is on the reader or the visitor, because if they can't internalize this, you know better than most, being in this industry for as long as you have, it's not going to work. If the audience is an audience that says, I'm developing this relationship with you, and I expect to not have to do anything, but as a result, I anticipate having my life turned upside down and changed in a positive way, uh, we all know that that's not necessarily a success story. So we wanted to inspire and motivate through our content. We wanted to make multiple points of engagement. So we discussed the concept of regular webinars and established a calendar where he could conduct webinars and use that not only as informational resources and education resources, but as a portal to provide promotional options to attendees, collect information or data for future marketing efforts, and to provide a consultation or a point of engagement after Q&A and the webinars would be. He also utilized a podcast, which we named the Transformational Podcast, and used that also as another point of entry. The current site doesn't support this look and feel that's out there now. This was our plan, our strategy at the time. I had suggested when working with him that social media was going to be a huge influencer. He didn't have the resources or the time to support that. So as I understand it, it just kind of got backburnered. But part of our marketing strategy was to utilize social media more effectively, specifically Facebook, specifically LinkedIn, and again, becoming that educational resource at all different points. Not trying to become transactional, not trying to create a sales relationship, but remain an educator, an information provider, and then as such, who wouldn't want to work with the teacher, the thought leader? Hopefully that makes sense. The other element or product launch that we had supported, which was hugely successful, was the 90-second transformation. It was a concept for a specific type of content marketing we were going to employ. We did it through both the website as well as through social media resources. And the intro slate was something that I built personally. So here's an example of that intro slate. We wanted something boisterous, we wanted something loud, something in your face, and something that spoke to his tone of voice.
Hey guys, Happy New Year.
There, I won't make you go through the whole thing, but it does give you an example of what that tone of voice was and some of the collateral that I had an opportunity to build. These were very successful because they are so short, they are fast, they are something that we could do as a daily resource to promote and disseminate out to members that subscribed. And that was what we utilized that for. Our subscription went up 2 times. So we doubled our subscription very quickly in the span of only 2 months. And this, as far as I understand, is something that we're still employing. So I hope this was something very short, very high level of what I've done in the same vertical or in the same industry that you're in. I'm very excited to take the next steps and work with you further. I think that it would be a really awesome opportunity for both of us. For my opportunity or ability to learn from where you're coming from and the things that you've already done, as well as uh, to be able to show the value in the experience, uh, not only in the specific vertical or specific industry that I know you're working in, that I've had a chance to work in, but in my 23 years plus in marketing and advertising, specifically through both digital and traditional. Thank you so much. I hope this was helpful, and I really look forward to talking to you soon.